Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl and welcome back to my studio. In this video, I want to show you some tips and tricks for getting started making one of the projects from my brand new book, 24 Crochet Hats, Interesting Techniques and Inclusive Sizing for Men, Women, Children, and Babies. Let's get started. This is the Jamie hat. This hat uses a simple square shape to create a streamlined design that will make a welcome gift for anyone in your life. In this hat, a traditional square motif is used, which is then converted to a hexagon to shape the crown of the hat. The unisex design is sized by adjusting the gauge of the motifs. In video part 1, I'll show you how to make one square individually so that you can use that motif to find out what the gauge is for whichever size of the hat you're looking to make. In part 2, I will show you all the details of reading the chart for this project. You will need Be So Baby yarn, number 3 DK weight, 100% milk fiber. You will also need a size D3, G6, H8, or J10 crochet hook, or whichever size is needed to obtain gauge. The gauge for each motif should be 2.5 inches, 3 inches, 3.5 inches, or 4 inches after blocking to make the finished hat size in either 15, 18, 21, or 24 inch circumference. Okay, we're going to make one motif now to figure out our gauge. So we start by tying our yarn to our crochet hook. You can use a square knot, slip knot, whichever works best for you. And we start with a chain 20. Then you're going to slip stitch into the 5th chain from your hook to form a ring. We count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The loop on our hook is our working loop, so you don't want to count that for one of your 5 chains. And then slip stitch into that 5th chain from your hook to form a ring. We're going to slip stitch into each of the next 3 chains, which gives us the equivalent of a double crochet. And then working around the additional chains, we're going to work 2 double crochets in the ring. So yarn over your hook, insert your hook in the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1 double crochet, then 1 more in the ring, chain 3, and 3 double crochets in the ring, and we'll repeat chain 3, 3 double crochets in the ring 2 more times. Then chain 1 and slip stitch to the 2nd chain of the beginning chain. So you want to look back to where you worked in last and then count up 1, 2, and we'll slip stitch into that one. So that chain 2 from the beginning chain plus the chain 1 at the end of the round counts as the equivalent of a chain 3 space, which is what we have for the other corners of round 1 as well. Round 2 begins with slip stitching into each of the next 3 chains on that original beginning chain. This counts as our first double crochet. Then working around the remaining of those chains, we're going to work in that chain 3 space that we just talked about and work 2 more double crochets in that same space. Then chain 1, and in the next chain 3 space we'll work 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. And our repeat for this round is chain 1, in the next chain 3 space work 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, and you want to repeat that all the way around. At the end of the last full repeat, we finish the round with chain 1, 3 double crochets in the last chain 3 space, which is where we also began the round with the first 3 double crochets in the same chain 3 space. So once we do those 3 double crochets in the same space as we worked in the beginning of the round, we'll then work chain 1, and then looking back on our beginning chain, look back to where we last worked into a chain, then count up 2 more chains and slip stitch into that second chain. And that chain 2 on this side plus the chain 1 on there gives us the equivalent of a chain 3 space for the corner. Round 3 begins with slip stitching into each of the next 3 chain spaces, which counts as our first double crochet. Then working around the remainder of our beginning chain, we'll work 2 double crochets in the same chain 3 space, chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, and in the next chain 3 space work 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. Okay, so our repeat for this round is chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, then 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet in the next chain 3 space. You want to repeat that all the way around. At the end of the last full repeat, we finish the round with chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, and then we'll finish up our last corner in the same chain 3 space that we started our round. We're going to finish it with 3 double crochets in that same space, then chain 1, and working with the 2 remaining chains on our beginning chain, slip stitch into the second chain, which should also be the last chain there as well. And this is what your finished motif should look like. Once you block this square, you will then be able to determine what size hat you are making. If this measurement across is 2.5 inches, you will be making the 15-inch hat. If this is 3 inches, you'll be making the 18-inch hat. If this is 3.5 inches, you'll be making the 21-inch hat. And if this is 4 inches wide, you'll be making the 24-inch hat. Keep in mind, that measurement is based on after you wash this and let it dry to see what the final measurement is. And depending on what size hat you're wanting to make, you will, if it's not the dimension that you need, you'll want to change your hook size. If it's too big and you want a smaller one, you use a smaller hook. If it's too small and you want a bigger measurement, you would use a bigger crochet hook. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all, please leave them for me in the comments. And everything we talked about today is linked in the video description below. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you in the next video.